So I know most of you won't agree with this. This isn't a popular opinion, but I'm going to highlight how Biden's loan forgiveness program probably won't work in your favor. So Biden just passed a student loan forgiveness program that could actually forgive between $10,000 to $20,000 worth of your college student loan debt. But do you ever wonder whether that's actually helping in the long run, or is it going to hurt you? I'm going to go over 3 ways where this could actually hurt you in the long run. Number 1 is that it could affect your financial behavior. When it comes to money, we're emotional creatures. Our brains are wired with emotional shortcuts. So, for example, if you're the spender type, then anytime you may be stressed, you'll want to spend. Think back to all those little Amazon boxes that you get. If you're excited, you'll want to spend. These are brain shortcuts that you have that are emotional. And so when it comes to this money that you are about to save on your loans, you are going to have to make the decision on what you are going to do with it. So one of the questions that I keep getting is, okay, but the government's not going to give us money. They're just forgiving the loan. Yes, that's true. But the amount that you are saving because you're not paying that loan on a monthly basis, that's where the freed up money comes in. So if you were paying $400 a month towards your student loan, and now you're not gonna have to make that payment, it's going to be your choice on what you do with that $400. Are you going to take that money and do something for yourself in the future and your family? For example, put it into savings, invest it, pay off the rest of your debt, save for something that you've been thinking about, maybe a real estate, maybe another investment property, whatever you may want. So number 2 way that it's going to hurt you is that tuitions are going to go up. Now, I got a lot of heat for this because people were saying, well, prove it. How do you know tuitions are going to go up? Well, this is how I know. The Federal Reserve did a study back in 2017 that showed any time the government has increased financial aid or subsidies, tuitions end up going higher. I mean, after all, nothing comes for free in life. You and I know that. But the Biden administration has said that they will hold schools accountable. But how are they going to do that? How are they going to possibly hold schools accountable? How are they going to be able to know whether the college is increasing tuition based on this aid, or is it increasing tuition based on inflation? Because inflation's pretty high, it's about 9% right now. So they can always use that excuse for increasing tuition. All right, so number 3. The 3rd way that it could hurt you is that your dollar is losing value. Where is this money coming from? It's being printed. The US is just printing money whenever it needs it, but that means that it gets more and more into debt. Right now, the US is in $30 trillion worth of debt. If it were a person, it would definitely be homeless. This is not good because that means that your dollar is losing value. It comes down to supply and demand. The more there is of something, the less value it has. And so you're probably feeling that already. When you go to the grocery store, the same dollar you used to use 2 years ago is not buying the same amount of food that you were able to. You're probably feeling it at the gas station, at the doctor's, when you get your nails done. Wherever you go, you are feeling this pain, and it's only going to get worse, especially if the debt continues to amount. So this really ticks people off when I talk about this because they see it in an emotional way. They're thinking that it comes down to Republican versus Democrat or Biden versus Trump. It has nothing to do with that. All this does is open your eyes to things that are not being mentioned in the media, for you to think a little bit further ahead of what you hear on the news, because you gotta remember that the news only shows you what they want you to see. So if the government really wanted to help us, really truly wanted to help us, then what they would do is that they would have schools and colleges begin to teach financial education. Financial literacy programs teach us how to do our own taxes, teach us how to invest in stocks intelligently, teach us how to invest in real estate intelligently, teach us how to be wealthy without having to rely on the government. That's what we truly need. We don't need extra money coming at us or being forgiven. They're not solving the problem. They're kicking the can down later times. So if these tips help, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.